What's going on, guys? I'm Alex Powers. I'm here with you guys today for a very special message. Not fitness related, it's about life, okay? 20 years old, a lot of people are gonna take that, you don't really know what you're talking about. And to an extent I don't, but then to another extent I do. Like I said, we've all lived different lives and stuff like that, and different things have happened and occurred. The stuff I wanna share with you guys today though is not just stuff that I've experienced in here in the gym setting with my clients and stuff like that, but even in my own life and stuff like that. And relationships, friendships and everything, like it all kind of, and career and journey and everything else. Like I said, it's something that we all come across at different points in our lives, and something that, like I said, I just think needs to be talked about, and something that might be able to help steer you in a better direction, might say the right words, or something to help you, whatever it is you may be struggling with, or maybe you're not struggling at all, and maybe it's just going to help you along your path. So the first thing is every single thing that we do, regardless if it's work related, family related, friend related, whatever it is, the end goal should always be happiness. I know it sounds really cliche, like duh, I knew that. Well, honestly, like some people don't. You know what I mean? Like I talk to people every single day who they have a friend that's absolutely miserable and dragging them down, stuff like that. There's their spouse is dragging them down, like putting pressure on them or something like that. They don't like that. Even just like work, you know what I mean? Like if you're working for somebody and your boss is just a miserable person, maybe they're going through some shit and they're taking it all on you and everything else. The thing I want you to stop and look at is that person, or yourself, if you're the one doing this, I don't want to say it's not your fault, because it is, because those are your actions, but at the same time, you have to be able to take a step back and out of that and kind of look at what it is that's going on, and kind of look at the situation from outside eyes. Now, the thing that I've fallen into, and we've all fallen into, is like you just get so involved in stuff like that, and you might be going through a negative aspect in your life and stuff like that, and you might be a little depressed, something might be going on, and like I said, you might be dragging those others around you. Like I said, obviously that's not what you're intending to do, probably what you're not intending to be doing or should be doing, but it happens and it's natural and it's something else. The thing that I'm here to challenge you guys to do is, all of that negativity is coming from an insecurity somewhere, or a problem that is within, right? So obviously people are going to be like, oh, well, what about this, what about that? Honestly, it all kind of reverts back to that. Like I said, it's either an insecurity, it's a problem within you that you are having, and you're lashing out and taking out on other people, right? So the first thing, I actually just talked to a guy about this morning, and it's something that it took me a long time to kind of understand, and something that I still don't even fully understand. Like I said, I still kind of take it in stride and everything, but it's conquering insecurities, and it's conquering fears and all that stuff that everybody talks about, but like nobody really maps it out how to do it. And I think honestly the best person that's done it so far is Gary Vaynerchuk. He talks a lot about putting it on paper and putting it out there and everything else, and I agree with that 120%. The best thing that I can kind of share with you guys is, if you guys have seen the movie 8 Mile, where Eminem is, he goes up there and he's kind of in the rap battle. The first couple, he just gets like annihilated. Like he says his first thing and like can't really come back, because all they're doing is they're just knocking him for everything that he feels insecure about. If you guys remember in the very last scene, the very last rap battle rather, when he's up there, the first guy, he gets up there, the beat drops, he goes off, and then he starts rattling off his insecurities. Goes to the other guy, beat drops, can't say anything. Wins that round, goes on to the next one, beat drops, Eminem goes off, all his insecurities, and it goes even more in detail. The next guy can't really say anything, started to say something, kind of hesitated. Then the very, very last guy, who chewed him out up one side, down the other, the rest of the movie, outside of the scene, Eminem goes off and goes even harder and harder and harder, lets out all those insecurities, and the guy had nothing to say. Nothing to say. He actually, just left the stage. There's nothing he could do. Everything that Eminem was insecure about and felt inferior about, he let out there. Okay? Now, am I saying that you need to tell your deepest, darkest secrets to the world, to the internet and everything else? No. That's not what I'm saying. But you need to come to terms with it in some way, shape, or form. So, if you're insecure about the situation that you're going through and everything, have a good day, man. If you're having issues with that, then that's something you have to come to terms with. That's something you have to dig deep inside with, and that you have to come to resolutions with. You know what I mean? And it's not the easiest thing to do. I'll give an example for myself. My dad passed away my freshman year of high school. It's something that I held on to for the last 10 years. And that wasn't something that was easy for me to handle. Like I said, I never had a relationship with him. I had positive male role models in my life, but I didn't have that father figure that was always around, and that's something that I always strive for. That was something that I was insecure with myself about and everything else. And then now that I'm a parent, it's something that I will not allow to happen for my son, because I just don't want that for him. That's something that I'm very open about and everything else. I'm not closed about it, but I've conquered that insecurity by letting it out and speaking about it and stuff like that. And again, like that's like where a lot of anger and everything else was built up with, death is normal, you know what I mean? Like you get frustrated, you get upset, and you talk about it and everything. But like if you don't fully grieve through that process, which I did not at that time, you hold on to it a little bit. And does it get easier? Yes and no. But like I said, you have to own that insecurity, and you have to just get it out there, and you have to talk about it. You have to talk about it with whoever's closest to you, whether it's friends, family, relationship, spouse, whatever it may be, and even kids, you know what I mean? Like there's plenty of people whose spouses pass away, or even, their parent passes away, like a grandparent. You got to explain to the kid like what it is that's going on, and they have to grieve through it with you. But yeah, anyway, going off of that, it's conquering those insecurities, guys. So it's taking the thing that you struggle with the most and putting it out there, and not like, oh, look at me, boo-hoo, like I want this attention. That's not the point. The point is that you're putting it out there, so then that no longer has power over you, right? Like I just put that out there to the world. Whoever watches this, whether it's 1 viewer or 20 million or whatever it is, you guys now know one of my old insecurities that I had. Like I said, I conquered that years ago. So that's something that you just have to put out there to the world in some way, shape, or form, in your own way. You don't have to get on camera. You guys don't have to post it to YouTube. You guys, maybe it's just a conversation that you need to have with your mom or your dad or your spouse or this best friend or whatever. Like you didn't like that they, took your pencil in second grade, or that they sat by, John every day in second grade and not you. You know what I mean? Whatever the issue is, like you got to have that conversation, right? The next thing kind of going off of that is, like I said, ultimately, like we're trying to bring others up and not put them down. So like I said, it's kind of along the same note, but not. So if you're really trying to make strides and stuff like that in your life, like, I opened a business, I had a lot of people that were rooting against me for this, but then I had a lot of people that were rooting for me. At some point, you kind of got to cut out the noise, whether it's positive or negative, and just listen to the thoughts that are in your head. Now, a lot of us, like if you really sit down and you really hear the stuff that you say to yourself on a daily basis, a lot of it's negative. And I'm here to tell you that is not your voice in your head, okay? It's not you. So that was placed there by somebody else. So whether that was a dad, a mom, a friend growing up, or a college roommate, or a coach of some kind, you know what I mean? They put that negative aspect of you in your head. And like I said, when you say, no, I can't do that. No, I'm not going to do that. Or there's no way. Like when you have that negative self-doubt, that was taught to you. That was not something that you were born with. We were born to be positive and everything else. Like everybody talks about hate. Hate is learned thing. Same thing. We don't naturally come out to be a negative person. It's all about how we're raised and what we're around and who talks to us and what we actually take in and everything else. So the thing that I'm here to tell you is really resonate with yourself and really dig deep inside yourself and find that inner voice, because that inner voice is actually what's going to take you, places. That's what's going to actually like push you through a lot of stuff. And like I said, that's what's going to allow you to shut out that noise. So many people in today's society with social media and everything else, like everybody's comparing themselves to other people. You know what I mean? Like there's a negative self-image of, oh, well, like as a male, well, I'm not as big as that guy, or like I'll never get views on this because of this, or I'll never get likes, or da-da-da. Like you're basing your life off of something that doesn't even matter. Who gives a shit if 20 people watch your video or 500,000 watch your video? Who gives a shit if one person likes your post and it's the same person every time, or if it's multi-million people? You know what? The problems between the people are completely different. You know what I mean? But like you can't base your life around who's watching you, who's not watching you, and what you wish you had. How about play the cards that you're dealt? You know what I mean? Like look at people that are, okay, so I'm 5'8". I play basketball, okay? That's not an ideal height for somebody that's gonna go play Division I basketball or go play in the NBA or something like that. You know what I mean? LeBron James is 6'8". I'm 5'8". LeBron has a lot bigger height advantage along with athletic ability than what I am. I feel like I'm pretty quick, I'm pretty athletic, I can jump, but I'm not LeBron, I'm not Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? And it's just the cards that I was dealt, and I understand that, and it's something that I've come to terms with. That's not something that I gotta sit here and be like, man, LeBron just gets it just because he's... No, that's not the thing. He played the cards that he was dealt, and I played the cards that I was dealt. Is one better than another? Not necessarily. It's just, that's what happened, right? So the cards that you are dealt, whether you're 6'8", 5'8", you know, you want to play basketball, you want to play soccer, you want to play tennis, whatever it is, you got to play those cards, okay? But you have to play the cards that you want to play. All right, it's not the cards that your mom wants you to play. It's not the cards that your dad wants you to play. Like, if you have such force from somebody else forcing you to do something, obviously some things that you need to be pushed to do, and other things not so much. Like, if you have the opportunity of a lifetime, like you can go study abroad in X country, you might not necessarily be comfortable with that because, you know, maybe you're away from your family, maybe you're like whatever. There's certain opportunities that you just have to take. If you're young and you have nothing like holding you back and stuff like that, go do it. You know what I mean? Go do it. Go push yourself to do that. Like, if you are 18 years old and you're, you know, in a toss-up between signing with University of Kentucky and University of Duke or North Carolina or something like that, like, figure out where you want to go, where you're going to get the most playing time, and do it. You know, if you have scholarships to everyone in the country, where do you want to go the most? Where's the best program? Is it Harvard? Is it Yale? Is it Ohio State? Is it, you know, University of Florida? Where is it? Like, go and do and take the opportunities that are presented to you, because if you don't and you don't take that opportunity right away, it's not always going to be there. You know, do you really want to end up and be 30 or 40 years old and tell your kids one day, oh, you know, I had an opportunity to go there, but I never did? How crappy would that feel? Like, if you guys ever want to experience something really crazy, Gary actually talks about this, and I actually talked to my grandparents about this, my grandma before she died, and actually my grandpa before, he's still around, he's 90. Awesome. I love him. I love taking my son there. Anyway, side note, no, like, if you ever ask them, just have them tell you stories, and you can tell what they regret and what they don't. And it's crazy because, like, you don't even think about it, and you don't even think about, like, their stories that they wanted, like, they never even told you growing up, that they'll tell you as soon as you ask that question, you know, like, what have you regretted in your life? Tell me a story about this, or tell me a story about that. Like, the power that had in me was like, oh my God, like, you know, my grandpa dropped out of school when he was in like 4th or 5th grade or something like that, worked from then on out. You know, my grandma was kind of a housewife, she kind of did hair and stuff like that, but like, they both were presented with different opportunities in their life, and some of them they could take and some of them they couldn't, you know what I mean, for different reasons. And, you know, that's something that they kind of regret to an extent, you know what I mean? And anyway, it's, if you ever want to feel the most regret you possibly can, go to a graveyard. That's full of regret. You know, you don't want to live your life with that because you are too insecure to do something, or because, you know, you thought that this person might judge you for that or whatever. Like, realistically, and I was talking to this kid this morning about this, is if you are so worried about whatever other people think, are you really ever going to do anything that you want to do, or are you going to do what they want you to do? Right? I know that sounds so cliche and it sounds so easy, and it's like, you know, I'm sitting here and I don't want you to feel like I'm on a pedestal preaching to you and stuff like that, because I'm not. Like I said, this was something I had to really push myself to do. I opened a gym. Like I said, I've been a trainer for 10 years now. You know, I have a clothing business. I have all this stuff. Like, everybody sees that, but they don't really see all the shit that I had to do behind the scenes to get it, to make it work. You know what I mean? Like, I had to do a lot of stuff. Like, I was writing business plans and I was sitting there and like studying. Like, I literally studied so many gyms. I looked at everything for like 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day, like studying all this stuff, like figuring out what I liked and what I didn't like, and kind of piece my thing together and everything else, and here I am. You know, it takes a lot of time. It takes time. You gotta be patient with yourself. Stuff's not gonna happen overnight, you know what I mean? But the thing that you can do to kind of get the ball rolling, overcome those fears and insecurities, okay? Don't let that hold you back. And remember, the ultimate return on investment, the ROI, is happiness, period. Everything you do should be striving to figure out what's gonna make you happy. You know, don't feel like if you come right out of college and you're only making $40,000 a year, that makes you inferior to the person that's, you know, making 52. It doesn't work that way. Different career paths have different things, and happiness looks different for other people. And I know that every single person in the world is telling you this, and I hope to God that you actually hear this one. Money will never buy happiness. It'll buy you a lot of things, won't buy you happiness. And I'm here to tell you, you can't take it with you. The Egyptians tried, and it didn't work. Okay? So, the thing that is going to make you happy, being comfortable with yourself, being able to walk in your own shoes and own it, just being who it is you want to be. Be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Alright? Remember, guys, conquer those insecurities, conquer those fears, and be happy ultimately. Okay? Like I said, if you're empathetic and you're kind, doors open up for you. Opportunities will present themselves and you will get to where it is you want to be. You just have to keep your eyes open. You got to be willing to take a chance. Not every chance is created equal. If something scares you, like you're freaking out about it, you should probably do it. That's where the most growth is going to happen. I'll leave you guys with this. Change is inevitable, growth is optional. Thank you guys. Until next time, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Alex J. Powers, The Power Motion. Happiness is their ROI, guys. Next time.